morning class. So I'm here with a brand new chapter, that is chapter number 4, simple equations, and today's class is going to be an introductory class. So though it is an introductory class, we have quite a few things to discuss that are really important, and they are going to be useful to you in the near future. Okay, so without further delay, let's get started. Alright, so before going directly to the concept, I would like each one of you to think of a number. Say, you will first think of a number. Now you can think of any number between 1 to 10. Alright, even I am thinking of a number. I am going to reveal it later on. So all of you, while watching this video, you too can think of a number between 1 to 10. After that, you add 4 to that number, and whatever the sum you are going to get, you multiply it by 5. So even I am doing that. Now, what is the end product? Well, my end product is 70. Okay, so I hope all of you are getting different answers. Since it is an online class, I am not being able to exactly ask you, each one of you, but had it been an offline class, then it had been much better. Anyways, so my end product is 70. Now, can you guess what was the number that I thought of? Well, that number was nothing else but 10. Okay, so my end product was 70 and the number that I thought of was 10. You can actually play a game with your siblings. Okay, now suppose you might be thinking that, okay ma'am, she already has thought of the number and she is telling us the end product as well as the number itself. What if you ask me what you were thinking of? Suppose if somebody got 65 or say anything else, then how am I going to get that particular number that you were thinking of? There need to be some solution. Yes, well, there is definitely a solution. Let us consider that particular number to be x. Yes, and to that we are going to add 4. So let us write this way. Now we know that x has a value between 1 to 10, but it can be anything, we don't know yet. So x plus 4 is the sum, okay, the resultant sum, to which we have to multiply 5. So what we are going to do now? We have to take this whole sum and we have to multiply it with 5. Something related to algebra that you have done in your earlier class, in class 6, right? So x plus 4, which is the sum, getting multiplied to 5 gives us, so I'm going to write my end product, it was 70. Yes, now you see the whole statements, all the 3 statements have been clearly shown by this particular expression. Yes, so this particular expression has got a name, and the name is nothing else but simple equation. So what does simple equation must contain? It always need to have an expression. Okay, actually it should have 2 expressions. One is this one and another one the number. You can also consider that to be the expression, along with very important, the equal sign, because the name itself, simple equation, contains something related to the equal sign. Equation, equal, yes. And always remember, your simple equation is not going to be formed if you don't have an equal sign, okay, in between. And one more thing, when you have placed the equal sign, you have got 2 sides. One is your left hand side, which is going to be this one for this particular expression, and another one this. Alright, so in general, simple equation can be defined as a way of representing relationship of 2 expressions on either side of the sign, and by sign I mean the equal sign. Yes, you cannot replace the equal sign in anything with some other sign. And if you don't have an equal sign in your expression, then it is not going to be a simple equation. Simple equation is also termed as linear equation. Okay, why? Because it is one-headed statement. Suppose x plus 4 getting multiplied to 5 equals 70. So this is one straight headed equation, yes, and therefore it is known as linear equation. Linear also resembles straight. Alright, one more thing you have to remember, that this x, okay, now maybe it's my wish that I want to consider x. If you want, you can consider a, you can consider b, you can consider c, anything, any alphabet, any English alphabet. Alright, but what is the general term of these particular alphabets that we are considering? And first of all, why we are considering this alphabet? Because unless and until we solve these expression, we don't know the value of x. For example, for this particular question, suppose this is the question, the x I have taken comes under the value of 1 to 10. But from 1 to 10, how many numbers are there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. All total 10 numbers are there. Yes. So, x is having 10 values, to be honest, unless and until we have solved it. Once we have solved, calculated everything, then we will get one particular value. But before that, we have to take all the values. Okay. Because maths always demands proof, right? So, when we will solve, it will be a way of proving that what value our x contain. So similarly, the alphabets that you are going to take, suppose you are going to take A, B, C, whatsoever, that has a general term and it is known as a variable. Therefore, a simple equation should always have a minimum of one variable. What is the meaning of the word variable? Variable is something whose value keeps on changing. Suppose our x here, I have told you, let's say I have told you, think of a number between 1 to 100. So before you can solve an expression related to it, you have taken that number to be x. So x can have any value. Maybe say I am considering the value of x to be 10. I'm just supposing, okay? But when I have solved, it didn't come out to be 10. Maybe your friend is considering, or you all of you are considering different numbers, say 2, 3, 4, anything. But unless and until we solve and get the exact value of x, we have to consider each one of their values to be true. If I say x has a value of 2, before solving it, you have to consider that to be true. If somebody says the value of x is 5, because I feel it is 5, so you have to consider that. Okay, that means it doesn't have a fixed value. Its value keeps on changing unless and until we solve it. Therefore, it is known as a variable, and an equation can be formed only and only when a variable is there, minimum of one variable. Now since it's just the beginning, therefore you are going to get equations where you will have only one variable. Another reason why we call it a simple equation. But as you will be reaching your higher classes, you will get equations with two variables, okay, more than one variable. So that is going to happen in the near future. You don't have to worry about it, but for the time being, always remember you need to have a variable. And to add on to it, the opposite of variable is constant. Okay, now once I have told you that my end product is 70 and the number that I thought of is 10, tell me, is it possible for anybody of you to prove me wrong that no ma'am, this is going to be 5? Anyway, because 5 plus 4 into the sum, into 5 is going to give you 70. Can you do that? No. 2 plus 3 is always going to be 5. It cannot be 6. If you write it to be 6, you are simply losing your marks. Yes, so what does that indicate? That 2 plus 3 equal to 5. It is like a universal truth, so it is a constant, and this is the very opposite of variable. I hope this part is clear to you. So I have few examples of simple equation. Let's see what we have here. Now these are the examples. See, twice x plus 5 equal 15. Well, we don't know what is the value of x, but if you solve it, you are going to get a particular value for it. So before you solve, you can consider any value of x to be true. Okay, then another one, 3x minus 3 equals 7. Now in your upcoming classes, I'm going to solve you how can you solve these simple equations to get the exact value of your given variable. But for the time being, and since it is an introductory class, we have to focus on forming equations from any given statement. So I have taken an example here, as you can see, this one. Subtracting 10 from a number gives 5. Well, we are using lot many English words with two numbers, 10 and minus 5. Yes, so your task for now is to change this particular statement or to express this particular statement with the help of an algebraic expression, which we are going to say as an equation. So suppose that particular number is nothing but x. Well, you might be thinking, ma'am always takes x as the variable, because yes, it is one of my favorite, and it sounds great whenever you will be saying x twice x minus 5 equal to 2 or whatsoever. X sounds really great, so even you can use it. So suppose we have taken x and we have to subtract 10 from the number. So our number is x, from that we are subtracting 10, and the result we are going to get is equal to minus 5. So this is the equation getting found. I hope all of you are able to understand how to make expressions from this statements, and in the upcoming classes we are going to practice a lot more of expressing equations. Okay, thank you children, that's all for today's class. Have a nice day.